Happy Wednesday morning. I am Ozark's first meteorologist, Tom Schmidt, in Springfield, Missouri, and we are right now on the final stretches of March. We're about a week away, less than a week away now, from April, beginning next Tuesday, and a couple things going on. But first of all, we're going to talk about March weather folklore. Maybe you've heard of some of these. Of course, the most common one out there has got to be March in like a lion, out like a lamb. All right, so this all begins because March is a transition month between winter and spring, and so you can still have this ongoing battle between the two seasons. So March is high variability in the type of weather that we see for the month. And so if it begins like a lion, it begins noisy, either with some winter weather or with some thunderstorms, and it's supposed to then go out like a lamb, go out quieter, warmer, and just not as shocking and awe as it may begin. So that's kind of where that begins. It's that transition period. The month of March is between winter and spring. High variability in the weather types that we see. Well, this year hasn't panned out for us in like a lion, out like a lamb. Well, we kind of started like a lamb. We had 52 degrees and sunny skies and a pretty calm wind to start off the month of March back on Saturday, March 1st. As we went into that first week of March, we had some thunderstorms actually and a little bit of rain on the 4th, and then a little bit of snow actually on the 5th. And so we started off fairly mild, fairly temperate, some 50s, some 60s for that first week. A little bit of snow to finish the middle of that week, the first week of March. But it was fairly lamb-like. It was pretty quiet, not much going on. Then we got into the middle of March, and things got a little bit more active for us. That's temperatures. So you can see there, we got to the 14th. We had another round of storms and rain showers move on through. And that was a big storm day across the country for March 14th, 15th, and 16th, the middle part of the month of March, acting more like a lion. Very active weather for us there. Here in the Ozarks, between Missouri and Arkansas, we picked up nearly 100 tornado warnings, resulting in more than 20 tornadoes confirmed for Missouri and Arkansas from March 14th over into March 15th. A bit as well. So pretty active weather for you there. Now, as we go to the end of the month of March, are we going to be ending like a lamb or ending like a lion? And I'd say more like a lion versus a lamb as we look at the data here. This is the storm risk for tomorrow, your Thursday. That'll be March 27th. And you can see there's some severe weather risk down across South Texas and also a slight zone of severe weather in central and northern Missouri. That's because we have a warm front moving through the area, and that will kind of prime the atmosphere, if you will, bringing in instability, bringing in warm, moist air going into the weekend with another storm system approaching there. But, slight chance of maybe some stormy weather on Thursday, but the real storm day is going to be looking like Saturday night into your Sunday, and that'll be March 30th if it's on Sunday. So wrapping up the month of March could be more like a lion, less like a lamb. All right, so the next March weather folklore you may have heard about is when March has April weather, April will have March weather, meaning if it's a warmer and a wetter month of March, we can then expect April to be cooler and drier versus normal, okay? Now, if we look at the long-range forecast, we can see, actually looking back at March, what we've seen so far, we can see March has been warmer than normal by about 5 degrees with an average temperature of 51.4 degrees, 65 degrees average for the high temperatures. Now, April has an average temperature of about 57 degrees. And looking forward at our temperature outlook going into April, what's the outlook look like for the month of April? Well, it looks like temperatures will be expected near normal, and we're expected to receive above normal amounts of precipitation for the month of April. But temperature-wise, it looks like this one may turn out to be true. We'll see about that. It does look like, if we go back to the old saying, it says when March has April weather, April will have March weather. So we've had a warmer than normal March, and we're looking ahead not necessarily to a warmer April, but a near normal and a potentially cooler than normal month of April, some data suggests. And so it's possible this one may pan out for us. It's also looking like we've had a very dry month of March so far, and April looks like we may pick up some extra moisture for the month of April. So we'll see how things go there. Okay, the next one, third one, March weather folklore. Dust in March brings grass and foliage in April. So what does this one mean? It's a little bit more difficult, right? But if you have dry, possibly windy conditions in March, which we have had, we can expect possibly to see wet and lush green conditions outbreak across the area for April. And like I said earlier, April's looking like, yes, we may see more of a wetter pattern for us here in the Ozarks. And so that one's a little more unfamiliar. I hadn't really seen that one before, but it's one of those ones that are out there. Now this one may become a reality for us here again, as temperatures are expected to be near normal. The April outlook is looking to be above normal for the amount of rainfall. Now this is because we're looking at a more active storm pattern. A more active storm pattern is expected for the month of April. So those are some of your March weather folklore items. As we wrap up March and going into April, what does the folklore from March say about the following month going into April? Okay, now we're going to dive into more of some model outlooks, if you will. Take a look at the Outlook products and see exactly what are we thinking when we look ahead to the month of April. What can we expect? We're going to start here with the extended GEFS. This is the American extended model. This is great for extended forecasts, looking at a weekly forecast and even monthly to seasonal forecasts is what this product is partly used for. So if we look here, this map here shows the temperature difference from normal for the month of April. This is valid from March 30th through April 29th. Okay, and we can see here, looks like maybe leaning a little bit above normal with this particular model. Okay, the GEFS. And if we take a look now at the precipitation anomaly, what can we expect for the month of April, that same time period, this model also leaning towards a wetter than normal scenario, which is what we're showing on the outlook. Looks like April will come with more opportunities for some rain, and typically April rain will mean, maybe some stormier weather thrown in there as well. So the American extended model is indicating those similar trends. Looking at the European extended model, ECMWF extended global, we can see temperature-wise, the European model suggesting that we'll be near normal, if not a little bit below normal, for that 30-day period, March 31st through April 30th. That anomaly showing near normal to slightly below normal temperatures. Now, if we take a look at rainfall during that same period, the European model, like the American extended model, is indicating, yes, that we'll see above normal amounts of rainfall going into the month of April. There you go, hinting at more of that active pattern as we go into the month of April. Now, finally here, a third outlook product we can look at is the CFS, and this one is leaning more towards a cooler temperature scenario for that same time period, March 31st through April 30th, encompassing the month of April. This one leaning more towards a cooler than normal scenario for us. And so, looking back at some of these March weather folklore sayings, a couple of them may become true, right? Except for the first one there, in like a lion, out like a lamb. Looks like that one's going to be more reversed for you. Looks like it started like a lamb almost and is going out with a bang, right? Ending like a lion. But for the second weather folklore, we had when March has April weather, April will have March weather, meaning that, maybe March was warmer than normal, meaning your April may end up being cooler than normal. A lot of the long-term data suggesting we may be near normal for temperatures, if not a little cooler than normal for temperatures. And that third one, dust in March, dry weather in March, brings grass and foliage in April, meaning your April forecast may be a little bit more wet, a little more supportive for springtime weather. Looks like that too may play out to be true for us here in the Ozarks this year for March of 2025. All right, some other really maybe well-known or popular weather March folklore is March winds and April showers bring forth May flowers. So far what we've seen in March is a very windy pattern, yes, and the outlook for April shows, yes, a more active rainy pattern. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe there will be some May flowers, a more springtime setup and more springtime feel in the air as we go into month of May. All right, this has been a Science with Schmidt segment from yours truly, Tom Schmidt, with Ozarks First in Springfield, Missouri. We'll see how these things pan out. Again, March is coming to an end. It's been an interesting month. Started off pretty quiet, ending on a more active note. As we look at the weekend, there's going to be a risk for some strong to severe storms for a big chunk of the Midwest and down to the Southeast, wrapping up the month of March, going out like a lion. And then April right now looks to be leaning, maybe seasonally mild temperature-wise, perhaps a little cooler, and going into a more active storm track as we approach the month of April. Have a good Wednesday, and again, tracking those storm risks over this weekend.